It's one of the old tree I inherited when we started working on this garden. That is at Pterocarpus marsupium, Malabar teak. This tree probably at minimum it must be 100 years old. That's my guesstimate. So if you have an old tree in your, when you buy a land or farm or something, if you have old trees there, you let them be, don't cut them. That too native trees if they're there. That's one of the dumbest thing that people do. And then trimming those side branches and all is causes imbalance in these big trees. So don't mess around with them, just leave them to be, because they have, this tree is probably having roots that are about this is some like a 4-story building almost. So some 30-40 feet roots will be there, deep roots, tap roots. Then the surrounding roots and all that. So from deep inside the earth, that roots will gather minerals and so many things, nutritious stuff, and take it up, right up to the top, and then it becomes leaves and all, and there it gathers from the sunlight. It gathers that carbon. So carbon is taken from the atmosphere, and then with sunlight it manufactures its food and all that, photosynthesis and everything. And finally, when the cycle is over, it will drop a ton of leaves. 1 lorry load of leaves will fall down. And this one, I think it's some legume, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, whatever it is, it's a native tree of Bangalore. And herbal also, very fine wood also. That's why it's called Malabar teak. So these trees, keep them, don't just try to do a cultivation around it. So tons of, some lorry load of leaf will fall down, and then it has got those dead leaves that have fallen down, they have got they're full of food for other things, particularly that soil creatures and earthworms and termites and all kinds of things. Around that you can put some of that gingibers do well in this, surrounding the tree, because the base of the tree should be kept cool. You try to mimic some forest situation. So here we planted some galangal and all. That one does well. It's a very hardy member of that ginger family, and it's good as because it's green round the year. So you plant it around an old tree like this, then the surrounding all the dead leaves and all, it will be lush and green and nice, and the tree also will be happy because the base is cool. These big trees don't like this bases to be exposed to harsh sunlight and all. So it's good. You do that, it look also nice. You can use that herb. And another advantage of these old trees, they are nice to attach orchids and all, which will then grow naturally. I never looked much at orchids. Somehow they're nice and all, but they didn't catch my fancy. So anyway, some people gave some orchids, and then I think my mother and all bought some orchid in some nursery and all. I don't know anything about them. Some of them they settled nicely. We tried tying it. Basically, you get a orchid and then you tie it around that. Use some coir rope or jute or some cotton, some natural material, and then you attach it like that, round like that. You tie up that coir, and then a couple of months, preferably at the start of the monsoon, then During the monsoon, it will the roots will come and attach itself to the tree, and then that coir will decompose slowly. After that, they are on their own. This one we have. I've forgotten when I put it there also. There was a little crevice in that tree, so we stuck that orchid there in that crevice, and it is settled nicely, growing also beautifully. And I don't know what species it is and all, whether it's some nursery thing or from where it came. Whatever it is settled nicely. So these big trees, you can use it. You have to select the side. These orchids don't like too much sunlight, and that side main gardening vegetables and all will grow. So the sun falls there. This side there's not much afternoon, though it's a west direction. The afternoon sun is not much because other trees are there this towards the west. So it's an ideal location. So these kind of trees, you can actually attach orchids all the way some 10 feet and all. You can tie them up like that on this side only, not that side. Then they'll do well because this Pterocarpus, that bark is quite amenable for orchids. It's not too harsh kind of wood, and then my God, this is really tall. So these orchids and all attach themselves nicely. The bark also has some fissures and all for the roots to catch on to. So this tree is a great asset. If someone says we'll cut it off and clear the land, they're giving you wrong advice. I'm sorry to say.